All right, I'm getting better at that. I haven't forgotten to record one in quite some time. This is going to be a completely open session today. It's just an open lab on the online faculty certification program training course. So I'll answer any questions you have about that and help you work through any problems you're having in the course. If you have any questions about a particular assignment, I'll answer those. And just anything else you care to ask. I would like, for at least the beginning, to keep it focused on the training course. And then later on, I'll take general questions on anything, depending on how long it takes us to exhaust your questions on the training course. If you wouldn't mind going ahead and putting your name and your email address in the chat tool, I'd very much appreciate that. So I'll have a roster. And then let me take the first question.
I have a question. How picky are they about the video? I had a really hard time with that.
Well, they're not going to evaluate the video on production values or anything like that. Basically, what they're looking for is that it's a video that you created. We just want you to show that you can do that. And we want to see evidence that of course, it has to be captioned, which it will automatically be if you upload it to YouTube or to the Zoom cloud is fine too. And we want to see evidence that you've edited the captions, that you know how to do that. And we would prefer that it be something that you could use as a welcome for a course or whatever, a tour of your online course, whatever you chose to do. The most common choice is just a hi there video, hi there students, I'm your instructor video, and a little bit about me. And even if that's not, if it's not a work of cinema art or whatever, your students will still really appreciate it. Because remember, they're in the summer and the fall, otherwise they'd never see you or hear your voice. And that makes a huge difference in an online course when you don't have any face-to-face contact with your students.
So
you may well have that contact on Zoom, but just to have that little bit of introduction to you at the beginning of your course makes a huge difference to students who don't see you every day.
Oh, I
So did I answer your question, Ken?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Okay.
I haven't been graded yet on that, but I've got grades on everything else.
Okay, I'll take a look at that here in a minute.
I think I misinterpreted that, Dave. I just made a video. I started making it with me. Hi, I'm Kathy McCord. I'm going to be your film teacher, blah, blah, blah. And I just thought, I don't want to see myself. And so,
but they want to see you. Yeah. Trust me.
Well, I made one with them. I showed them I read a part of a book I'd written, and I showed them the illustrations for the book I'd written, and I captioned it.
Yeah, that's good.
There you go.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, but they didn't see me,
Oh, there's all sorts of things that you can do that are pedagogically useful, but there's no real requirement as to the nature of the video. As long as you did it, it's something you might use in a course, and that it's captioned and you've edited the captions. That's what the real intent of that is, to give you some, show you one very important way to humanize your online course.
Right.
Because way too many online courses are, just the facts, ma'am, and very little engagement between the instructor and the students. And quite frankly, that's one of the reasons why retention in online courses is chronically lower than that in face-to-face courses, because students and teachers don't build that rapport. It takes more work on everyone's part to do that. And it's so important to student success. So this, and that video or any video is a great way to engender that kind of engagement. And we just want to make sure that you know how to do it. We're not grading the video so much as we're just ensuring that you've done it once, you know how to do it. So if you choose to use that medium in your online courses, that you know how to do it.
I teach film, so I teach
it's
film.
A natural for you.
Natural for art, so I got that one okay. It's the next 5 that I'm like, oh.
Well, let me know if you have questions. Pamela.
Well, I just want to say, Kathleen, to me, what came across is your enthusiasm.
Right, right.
And
see, other people are seeing it and enjoying it.
You saw it?
Yes. So I think, well, just now you're waving your arms around. So
Italian.
smiling, laughing, yeah, you're human.
Yeah.
Human.
Yeah.
So to me, what I wrote down was enthusiasm, humanize, and concern. Because,
Yeah.
as long as they know that I'm concerned about you and I want you to learn, okay? And I'm here for you,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to me, it seems like that's, Dave, what you're trying to say. So
Exactly.
when you say, so they know you're a human,
And that's especially critical in an online course because
Did
they
you-
just don't have the opportunity to interact with you. Though, if you include Zoom as a factor in your online course, then they do have that opportunity, just as we're doing right now. So video, either live or recorded, is hugely important in an online
It creates that connection.
course. Exactly.
And that connection and between you and the students with each other, that builds your sense of community. That's why students come back to your class. My class is not necessarily for me or what I'm teaching, but they come back for their friends, a lot of them. Well, in the ESL, they want to see their friends there.
Exactly.
But I do have a question about the video, which is, sorry, Pamela,
Yes.
I have a question. I did the video and everything, but I want to, and I did a video welcome. Anyways, my question is, what is the most direct, easiest way of doing like a little video to introduce my first module? Because I created my first module for that module assignment. And I just want to say, hi students, this is the first module. We're going to cover blah, blah, blah. Literally like a 10-second or 20-second video. And then my other question with the video is, I know I need closed caption, but what if I did made the video and then typed the text of the video? Because if it's only like 10 seconds, I can type that text in the rich content box thing. Or does it have to be on the video?
With video, you really need to have the captions that are
Okay.
synchronized with your voice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Remember, 70% of communication is nonverbal.
Oh, okay.
But your verbal communication is a lot more effective if it's synchronized with the nonverbal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When she was saying that, was she smiling? Or was she looking at us like a basilisk saying, you better know this because it's going to be on the test? And all of that matters. And with a transcript, students don't get that synchronization.
Yeah.
They really need to be looking at you at the same time they see the words.
Yes. Okay.
So captions are really necessary and required. A transcript doesn't meet the dictates of the Section 508 of the Rehabilitation Act, which governs this the need for this, which tells us we have to do this. The Federal Rehabilitation Act, I might add, part of ADA, and we just don't have a choice. But fortunately, thanks to YouTube and the Zoom cloud and other resources on the web, getting captions now is very easy. It used to be a real challenge and a great impediment to using video in online courses, but it's not really anymore because the automatic captioning in YouTube and the Zoom cloud and other places have become so good that there's really very little hurdle to getting usable captions into your videos. So you don't really have to worry about getting the captions so much. In this activity, in the training course, we do require you to edit the captions,
Right.
mainly to show that you know how to do it. But generally, automatic captions on YouTube and the Zoom Cloud now require very little in the way of editing. They're so good. There are fewer, quite frankly, there are fewer errors in the captioning in my videos usually than there are in my narration. I'll stumble over a word or go, go the wrong way with a prepositional phrase and have to back up and start again and so on, much more frequently than YouTube makes an error in interpreting my speech. Most of the errors in the captioning are my fault, not YouTube's fault. So it's just so good. And of course, when you lecture live, you're not perfect either.
Exactly.
You go back, and that's part of the charm of live communication.
Yeah.
And so there's really not a lot of editing required. The main things you have to look for in the caption editing are jargon terms unique to your subject matter that YouTube may not pick up, though it's getting much, much, much better with things like that as well. There's not much of the English language that it doesn't pick up.
Yeah.
And remember, of course, also that your students don't have to watch those captions in English. They can pick up to about 50 some languages to watch the captions in. And
Is that a fairly easy choice when they're watching?
Yes. Yes. All they have to do, let me share my screen.
So I don't know what other people want, but I would like just, I did the video, but I would like you just to go step by step because I'm not confident in my ability.
Sure, absolutely. Let me answer the question about the playback first.
Oh.
Here we are on YouTube. This is a Zoom recording from the other day.
Hands wet.
Where I was actually playing a YouTube video at that moment. So that's probably not the best place to show this. There we go. Okay, it's what you want.
Okay.
Your personal meeting room has an unchanging meeting ID.
Oh.
And join link. They don't change. If I click on that, this is my invite. This is my link that I've customized. Normally, it'll just have a number. I can auto translate. And here's my meeting ID, and that never changes for my personal meeting room.
Okay.
I'm partly Dutch.
How the
if you
students
use
can
your
go to
personal,
the same?
I'm sorry.
How the students go to the same and open Zoom?
No.
Okay, so there they are in Dutch.
Oh boy.
I can't speak how good they are, but you just go to you select captions in the usual way by clicking on the little CC symbol, and any student who needs that will know what that symbol means. And then you can go to your settings and you can choose your subtitle language. And this is something that the viewer controls, not you. This happens automatically when you put this on YouTube. And this is one of the great advantages to YouTube over the Zoom Cloud. Zoom Cloud, as far as I know, doesn't have this capability. It's English only. And so many of our students would benefit from having the captions in their primary language, along with the English. And it's a language learning. I mean, every video you create in that event becomes a language learning exercise, as well as whatever subject matter you're presenting in the video or whatever else you're doing in the video.
So this could be like a Zoom lesson with my students to show them the Zoom video, the YouTube video together, and to show them that they could listen to it. Like I'd have to, yeah. Okay.
Just like we're doing right now.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at that assignment. That is the assignment that almost always spends or takes up a good part of this session, because everybody's interested in that one and has challenges with it, especially if you haven't done this before. So let's look at that assignment closely.
Can I ask a question?
You certainly may.
Good morning. I have hard time
Good morning.
logging in. I could not find the Zoom session, and I have hard time. Maybe others, they have the same problem. And my question, I did module 1, but I don't know why you are not letting me go to the next one. And I'm really getting frustrated from it.
Well, we'll take a look and see why you would not be able to move forward. Normally, the key things that are checked, let me bring up the course here and we'll take a look at that.
Okay.
In the first module, the key things that are checked, the gatekeepers, as it were, are the icebreaker and the module 1 assignment and the module 1 quiz. These last 3 things here.
I did all of it.
So you should be able to move forward.
Maybe later when you have time, I'll show you my screen and see what's going on. I'm really frustrated.
Yeah, indeed.
Proceed.
Right. Well, that's the sort of thing I especially want to cover today. Take care of today. So why don't I let you share your screen?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah, go ahead, and we'll take a look at that and see if we can figure out why you're not moving forward.
Thank you.
That could be true of any module too, couldn't it, Dave? I mean, if for some reason I'm on module 4 and I did everything, I think, but I can't move forward.
You can't move forward. Yeah. Sometimes, I'll be honest, I am not a fan of that particular pedagogical trick. Because when I want to see everything, because I want to decide myself when to look at things and when to work on things.
Well, maybe she didn't hit the done key. You have to hit done.
Yes, that's what I'm suspecting is the issue.
I did, and it says, okay, I think waiting for grading or something. Does this make sense?
Well, no, you shouldn't have to wait for it to be graded. Let's go ahead, if you would, and share your screen.
I'm trying to see if that's the one. No.
Yeah, go ahead and get prepared for that. And I'm going to look at your
I'm not
I'm going to look at off screen. I'm going to look at your grading on that and see what's going on there.
Okay. Let me go to, I'm not sure where I am now.
And we will go through assignment 2.7 as well.
Oh, okay, here it is. This one. And here is, okay, no, there is modules. Okay. Okay. And here is mine. I don't know if you can see it.
Not yet.
Okay, I'll go back and share. Back, and I will share screen. Share screen. And here it is. I think that's the one.
There's your module 1 quiz.
Okay, I think here it is. What I'm doing wrong.
Okay. Well, we can't really see much from there. You do need to be sure to click the button that says done in each of those.
You know, there is a check next to each one of them, but there is 2 of them, there is no check next to them, and I don't know what to do.
Well, but you're, okay, your pre-assessment quiz is not showing as checked.
I did.
So,
I did it.
Yeah, I can. I hear you. I'm just looking. I found your Module 1 assignment. Ah, it seems to be missing your icebreaker.
Oh, I did it. I even had a copy of it.
1.7.
I did it.
It's not showing in the grade book as being as you posting. So let's go back and look at the forum itself, and I'll search for you.
Because I did, it's very, I wrote about a page about my life. So,
Great.
So it's 1.7, right? Yeah, I did that one. The 10, yes. You want me to open this one?
Yeah, can you find your post in that one? But that's the one that's holding you up for whatever reason.
Yeah, I really did that. How to find it? Because
well, that's the trick. You have to search. These discussion forums get unwieldy.
A lot of them.
I don't know how to, it's, remember I said I want to do some changes. You said it's already, you can't do that.
Exactly.
And I did it days ago. And from that time, I can't move on. That's really.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's stopping you. And
let me see if I can find it.
I'm scrolling through. I tried searching for your name and it didn't find you. So what I am afraid has happened here is that for whatever reason, your post did not get saved, did not get posted. Because I'm just not finding you in there.
I saw it, I searched for it and I saw it, I don't know where, but it's there. And I was waiting, I thought maybe it need to be seen, to be corrected, but there is others before me.
No, it does not have to be graded. Otherwise, everyone would be held up. So we don't do that.
Ever.
Now, I'm going through the entire list of posts, which is
okay.
Now let's go to, yeah.
That's the thing. I really don't know what
Well,
I did wrong.
I hate to say it, but probably the only thing you can do is repost that, because it's just not sure. What happened, for whatever reason, Canvas did not accept what you put in there. And be sure when you finish to, let me hit the reply button here to show you, be absolutely certain that when you finish, you click post reply. Otherwise, it throws it away.
Oh, after I finish, I put reply?
Yeah, you have to hit this post reply button here. That saves it into the, and I mean, Canvas is exceptionally reliable, but no online system is perfect. So something might have happened at that moment that prevented, oh, wait a minute, I'm not sharing, you are. How about undoing your screen share and let me show you this?
Oh, sure. Sure.
You bet. Forgot I wasn't sharing. No, that's my problem.
Sure.
Well, with
We won't talk about senior moments here. Reading a horrifying article about that in the Atlantic today. Anyway, when you post in this forum or any of the forums, once you finish typing, you have to click this post reply button in order to get it saved into the and
I think it was on
either
discussion.
It was not checked, or when you checked it, Canvas had a momentary stroke and just didn't save it. And I'm sorry.
I think it's under discussion.
Yeah, you'll have to do that one again, I'm afraid. And then it should turn you loose because everything else looks good. That's the only thing I could find that would be preventing you from moving on to module 2.
Wow.
I got to write about your superhero and move along.
Oh, that's a lot of writing in that one.
Yeah, I know, and sometimes it happens.
And really frustrating. I've been trying
I
from that
agree.
day
And
until now.
That's something, actually one of the, it's bloody minded to say, but one of the best things about this course is that occasionally things like that will happen in an online environment. The internet is not a perfect medium by any means, and sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes things just don't work or they get lost. And it'd be very frustrating. And experiencing some of that frustration in taking this course is really increases your empathy for your students when the same thing happens to them.
I was really thinking about dropping it because of that, because I'm just so really.
I know, and your students will feel that way sometimes.
That's true. That what made me feel I have to change some of my ways with my students.
But technology mediated education is going to have issues like that because no technology is perfect.
You guys are actually talking about point number 2, your online experience as a teacher or student. What didn't you like about it? So no, it's a good opportunity to say, hey, you don't give up.
I would make a point of including that in my post. I had to do this twice, and I don't know why I did.
We are in prison right now, and we have this. Yesterday, I went to the mall, and the police all there. They said we are on lockdown.
Right. And that's exactly, that is one of the main reasons why I particularly do not like locking things down so that people have to finish one module before they start another.
Right. Just leave
because it produces this kind of frustration.
Yes.
And it's just, I don't think the presumed pedagogical benefits of doing that are worth the frustration and the angst that it generates, but that's a personal opinion.
Well, maybe that'd be a good thing to put in that introduction video you talked about. Like, hey, if you're gonna have trouble, email me. I get email, right?
Please let me know immediately if you have trouble with the technology, because we all do from time to time.
Even Dave, the best thing would be ask them to email me, right?
Yes, to message you through Canvas, which is the most secure way of getting to you, through their inbox tool. Because emails can get lost. Canvas messages do not.
But if they can't get into Canvas, if they're having issues with Canvas.
Well, there they have lots of support available. And of course, if they can't get into Canvas, they can't do anything. So that's the first thing that has to be fixed. And they do have, and there's support on the login page for them for that. So they know, they have a number they can call, and they have some other information that they can use. First off, they have the information that they need to actually access Canvas, because most of the problems we find with people accessing Canvas are just people not following the directions, which are now posted on the login page. But there are genuine problems, most of them having to do with PeopleSoft or legitimate registration issues. A student who is on a wait list can't access Canvas. They have to be officially registered and things like that.
Yeah.
The vast majority of issues are things like that.
Dr. Dave, you can see I made a copy even of it.
Oh,
it's
good.
Right
good. Well, yeah, I empathize, but it is something that will happen, unfortunately. Rarely, but it does happen.
See a big page.
So Dave, in that situation, or me, if I have that, can we email Peter T. or Chris or Trenton about it? Like, so,
yes, you certainly may, but include me as well,
okay.
because Peter and Chris' primary responsibility is keeping Canvas working right.
Okay.
And that's a full-time job in itself. And Peter and Trenton are so taken up right now with the grading.
Yeah. Okay.
That I have more bandwidth than they do right now. So include me on that, and I'll get back to you as well. Okay.
So should we even include them? Should we just email you?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. They want to know.
Yeah.
They want to know. But if I can take care of it before they have to, it will save them critical time.
Right.
Right. Hey,
Very good.
I got a question on that video. You know, how about if we were to put that help phone number, the student help phone number for Canvas, and kind of let them know it's a Y. You know, that if you're having trouble registration, go to the the sdcecc.sdccd.edu. You know, you can go there for student services for registration. But if you're having a Canvas issue, here's the 24/7. Would that be okay to put in that, or is that too much for the video, the hello teacher video?
Oh no, that'd be great.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, any useful information you can provide.
Registration here, Canvas there. You know.
Right. And remember to tell them that the Canvas information is on the login page. Anybody can get to that without any limitation. So, but let's talk about the 2.7 assignment. That was that's one that everybody seems to be concerned about, understandably. Okay, so let's look at it and see exactly what they're asking for. Here we are. All righty. There are 3 parts to complete it. One is create a video. And if you've already got one, that's fine. Caption with YouTube. Well, all you have to do to caption a video with YouTube is to upload it to YouTube. YouTube takes care of the captioning. You don't have to do anything to make the captions appear. You just have to wait anywhere from a few seconds to an hour or 2. Reply with the discussion, reply to the discussion below. So this is not an assignment per se. It is a discussion forum. And the reply button is way down here at the bottom. And that sometimes people they lose, they're reading all this information about tips for completing the form, and they forget that this is in fact a discussion, and they have to click here on reply in order to, and then you just post in the link to your video. That's all we need. You don't have to put any other verbiage in there. You may if you want, but the main thing we want is the link to the video there. So we can click on the link, look at the video, and say, great, full credit, and move on. But don't, and also, of course, be very careful to hit post reply. Another thing.
Replying to somebody else's video.
I'm sorry?
That's if you're replying to somebody else's video.
No, that is if you are posting your video link. Well, the way discussion topics are set up in Canvas, the instructor posts a prompt, which may be just a few words or a few sentences, or it may be very extensive like this. This is all from here where the title all the way down to the reply button down here is just, well, the reply button's not showing because I'm in the middle of a reply. Let me go back to that. Everything from here up is just the prompt, the directions for using, for what you're supposed to do in the discussion forum. So in order to post to the discussion forum, you will always hit a button marked reply. And I'll be honest, I found that confusing when I first got to Canvas too, because Blackboard didn't use that terminology, but or any other learning management system I've used over the years. So I found that a little confusing. And we're finding that a lot of people do when they're, so somewhere in here it does tell you to hit that button, but there's so much verbiage here that it's easy to get lost in it. So they were trying to make this, because we've always had a lot of questions about this assignment, they were trying to give you as much information about completing the assignment as possible right here, so you wouldn't have to go somewhere else and look for it. But that means that the prompt here for the discussion forum is really lengthy, and you can almost forget, you can almost miss this reply button.
I didn't know
a lot of
what
people,
that for.
Yeah, a lot of people have. So that's where you click in order to just paste in your video URL and then post reply. So
I must have done it because I was allowed to go to the next module, right?
You did it, yeah. You wouldn't have, if you didn't get it done, it wouldn't let you move forward.
Okay, I moved forward, so I must have done it.
Okay, good, good. So that's what we're gonna do. Then those are your, but most of this is just background information.
Okay.
Guidelines and so on.
Dave?
Here's the actual instructions.
Okay.
That's all you really have to have here. Yes, question.
Does all of that remain, after we complete this training course? Because that looks like a bunch of good, like there's no sort of
Yes,
book.
you'll be able to access
I gotta
it.
see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it doesn't ever go
Yeah,
away.
you'll be able to continue access to all of this whole course for at least another year or so.
Oh, good.
Because it's designed to be an information repository, because it's a well-organized well-organized repository of information about all of this. So yes,
Okay,
you
good,
will have
good.
access to it.
Thank you.
It would be a real waste if you didn't, quite frankly. So a waste of effort on our part. Okay, so we're going to create the video, upload it to YouTube, and put the link in in a discussion post. And that's a little easy to get lost in all of this information.
That's right.
And
That's
forget
what
that that's what you're trying to do. Like they say sometimes.
I don't know what's important, what's not. That's because.
Yeah, this is what's really important.
Okay.
The rest of it's just information designed to help you do this. But
I don't know if to
cases,
help or to confuse.
And it can. And before we didn't have enough information. But now it's, it's
too much information.
It's difficult to hit a happy medium there. So create your video. How are you going to create the video? Well, by far the quickest and easiest way to create a video, if it's just a talking head video where you're speaking to your students, which has great value, is to use a smartphone. Because your smartphone has an excellent video camera built in and a recording application built in. So probably 85% of the successful submissions to this activity involve just recording yourself with your smartphone.
I don't have one, so I would use Zoom probably, huh?
Yeah, that's the next good possibility, is to use Zoom.
Okay.
Or an application like Screencast-O-Matic is referenced here.
I do have a tablet though. Would that be better than using Zoom? I have an Android tablet.
Oh, you have a tablet. Oh, yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say it would be better.
Okay.
If you weren't doing Zoom meetings every week, it might be easier to use the tablet, but you're probably more familiar with doing Zoom meetings than you are with recording video on your tablet.
Now you're talking, yeah.
So, yeah, you can just bring up a Zoom meeting with no one else in it.
Right.
Talk to the camera, hit record, talk to the camera, stop the recording, and have the recording load to the Zoom cloud. And that's fine. You don't have to send it to YouTube.
No.
In that event, you just send it to the Zoom cloud, or you can record to your local computer using Zoom and then upload to YouTube if you prefer. But there's nothing wrong with sending it to the Zoom cloud.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
So if I have a video, a personal one, for example,
Yes.
with my grandkids, and I just upload it from the pictures and put it there, is that acceptable or not?
Yeah, as long as you're comfortable with your grandkids becoming a part of the public record and so on. Yeah.
Oh.
You might
okay.
check with their parents first.
They are my son's kids, and I am, as in our culture, we are very powerful grandparents. So
I hear you. Good for you. It really, we would prefer it have some educational intent. So, you know, I think having a video where you have your grandkids with you and you're talking about yourself to your students, and this is who I am, and here are my grandkids and things like that, I think it would be charming, as long as you're okay with your grandkids being, you know, seen by students from wherever. But it really should have some educational intent.
how
rather
about
than just a random video.
a cultural dance, for example, and explain about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're very lenient on the subject of the video, as long as you made it and it's captioned and you edited the captions. It just depends on who's grading it. There are quite a few people grading in the course now, but it should have some educational. It should be something that you might use in a course.
Yeah, because language is not just
There you go.
vocabulary. There is
Exactly.
culture that goes with it.
Exactly. You could make that point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Huh. Oh, well.
Very good. That's a very good idea. Now, so those are the principal ways to create the video and to get it online. Well, to create the video, a smartphone or a tablet, or Zoom, or something like Screencast-O-Matic, though I don't know why you wouldn't just use Zoom instead of Screencast-O-Matic. It's an excellent tool. The quality of the recorded screens are really very good. Zoom is really kind of reducing the usage for dedicated screencasting applications in a lot of cases. Of course, not everybody has free access to a Zoom Pro account either, but you can use Zoom free accounts for this. I've been an advocate of screencasting, things like Screencast-O-Matic and Camtasia, for many, many years. And I think it's an exceptionally important instructional technique. But in terms of tools, Zoom has kind of overtaken everything. It's just as good, almost as good as any of the other screencasting tools in creating recorded videos of recorded computer screens in full motion. And it is easier to use than most of them, and is available for free. Screencast-O-Matic is nominally free, but you can't make a video longer than 15 minutes with it. If you want to make it longer than 15 minutes, and if you want to have full access to all the tools in Screencast-O-Matic, you have to pay, well, $20 a year. It's not a lot of money, but Zoom to you is completely free. So I don't know why I wouldn't just use Zoom, to tell you the truth. But if your smartphone is easy and quick, or your tablet, basically the same thing. A tablet is just a big smartphone without a phone built into it. So it's with the cameras and so on. So it works just as well. Does anybody have any questions about using their smartphone to create a video and put it up on YouTube? I can run through that for you if you like.
Yes, would you do that? Because I use the screencasting.
Oh, well, and which is the
I use the screencasting, but maybe the smartphone would be better.
Well, no, they they meet different sorts of needs.
Oh,
With a smartphone, you're getting yourself, and
yeah.
that's important.
Yeah.
Of course, with Zoom, you can get yourself and the screens at the same time. But the smartphone is, you always have it in your pocket. It's easy to use, quick, and actually putting video on, it's the easiest way I know to put video online. So let's go through that and make sure that you're comfortable with that. Let me pull up my phone here, pull up my document camera. And these document cameras are amazing.
Yes, they are.
Though, by the way, there are, I have something out in a box that I should have unwrapped before today. There's you can use your phone very effectively as a document camera if you can't get a document camera, because they're hard to find these days because of the tremendous demand. But you can, it is very easy to use your phone now as a document camera. And I just got a piece of equipment, a fairly inexpensive piece of equipment that will make that even easier. And I intend to do a tutorial on that later, but it just came in. It's still in quarantine in the garage. But anyway, let's show you how.
Can I ask you a question about that document camera?
Absolutely.
I have a document camera, but I don't have my little camera to put on my computer. So I've used my document camera as a camera on me. Is that safe for my eyes?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, good. Well, that's what I
There's
use.
no,
I use the document camera.
The camera is not emitting any sort of radiation. You don't have to worry about that. And yeah, I can use my document camera for that.
Oh, good.
Let me find the camera here. Oops. I am using, I've got two applications trying to use the camera at the same time. Let me fix that. Come on. It's being, there we go. That's my document camera. It's not as good as the webcam for this because it's designed more to show still images, you know, things that are not moving, like documents or three-dimensional objects that are not moving. But it's not bad. Even works with my virtual background if I get it aimed properly. And yeah, you can easily use this little document camera as both your webcam and as a document camera. It's just a matter of what you pointed at. There is a dilemma, however, in using it as both at the same time, because in order, with most document cameras, in order to be able to
upload,
not to upload, but to invert the image. Notice if I pull this up, you'll notice everything's upside down.
Yes.
And I can't correct that in Zoom.
We're not seeing that. We're back to the page again, you know.
Oh gosh, that's right. I'm still sharing my screen. Thank you.
It's all right.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, now, and you weren't seeing it, seeing me either. Okay. But I can, in, whoops, don't jump off there. And it's, I have to turn off my virtual background to do this well. Just a second. There we go. That virtual background can be troublesome, but here everything is upside down. And I can't correct that in Zoom.
Oh.
So what I have to do, there's a piece of software that accompanies the camera. They used to send it to you on a CD with the camera. Now they make you download it and install it. And I've got a video showing you how to do that. But it's a fairly straightforward process. But in order to really use this document camera with Zoom effectively as a document camera and not as a webcam, I have to share my screen. and I have to bring up a little application that I downloaded from the people who made the camera. Oh, right. And I have to tell Zoom not to use that camera. Otherwise, two applications can't share a camera at the same time. This hopefully will, there we go. But with this application, I can turn the phone right side up, turn the image right side up, and then focus it using the focus knob on the camera. So now I can actually use this as a document camera. Using a document camera as your primary webcam requires a lot of switching back and forth between applications. So it's not ideal. That's good to know. Another option for you, if you can't get a webcam, I couldn't get a webcam right now. I looked on Amazon the other day. There wasn't a webcam to be had that I would trust. There were a lot of Chinese knockoffs, but nothing made nothing I would trust.
No.
And I'm still waiting for mine from Walmart. But of course, I'm dyslexic and I typed my address in wrong, so it came to my post office box and it went away. So I'm still waiting.
I hear you. I've had a lot of things go astray as well. So it is possible to use your smartphone or your tablet as a webcam. And it requires an app. It doesn't everything. There are a number of apps that will allow you to do this. The one that I have had some success with is called Epoch Cam.
Spell?
Let me pull that up. EPOCCAM. From a company called Kinone. I'm not sure exactly where they are. I think it may be Korean. But it works like a charm. And while there is a free version, there's an $8 version that works better, and I would recommend that. Anyway, all you have to do, what has to happen is you have to connect your phone and your computer either by Wi-Fi, which means they both have to be on the same Wi-Fi network. So your computer has to be on Wi-Fi rather than plugged into your router through a wire, or it has to be accessible either way. And of course, your smartphone has to be as well. Or you can plug the phone into the computer via your charging cable and use it that way, though I have found that the Wi-Fi works a lot better. And in my house, I don't have, this computer is quite some distance away from my router, so it's working through Wi-Fi. I've got a good Wi-Fi system, so this works great for me.
Same with the tablet. I could go through the USB charging port and connect the computer to the tablet.
Okay. And you could use your tablet as a webcam.
Yeah.
But Dave, that means you have to take your computer that's using the router off of the router?
No. Not if you connect the phone to the computer with a USB with its charging cable.
I'm talking about the Wi-Fi, because you said you use the Wi-Fi. So
right.
If you use the Wi-Fi for your phone, you have to go into your settings in your computer and change that to Wi-Fi.
You have to if the computer has to have Wi-Fi capability.
How do I
find not all desktop computers do. Almost all laptops do. But some desktop computers don't have that capability built in. So you have to buy a separate USB Wi-Fi adapter.
How do I find out? I have a Mac desktop from probably 2018.
That's what that thing is.
Probably that has Wi-Fi capability.
Do I go?
You have to go into the system preferences to see.
Yeah,
but
I have a funny piece of spaghetti going in the back of my tower, my desktop, and piece of spaghetti, and then on the end, it's got this USB thing with this funny little cap on it. That must be what that is. That my computer wasn't Wi-Fi, but by plugging this thing in the back of it, and then the wire comes around, and then it has this weird thing that you can't plug in anywhere, the funny little cap over it. That must be what that is, because I have a wireless mouse and a wireless keyboard.
Right, but different sort of wireless. In all probably Bluetooth. But so what I'm saying is that getting these apps set up can be a little bit of a challenge. But this one, when I followed the directions the second time, it worked perfectly. And there's a free version you can try. And the app looks something like this. I understand when you, Pamela, is your tablet an iPad or an Android tablet?
It's a Samsung.
Yeah, and I have heard that this Epoch Cam app, while there is an Android version, I've heard that it's a little bit better on an iPhone, on iOS, on Apple, but it's free to try, so there's no risk in trying it. And the app looks like the icon looks like this. I think the red one is the I'm not sure.
Not seeing where you are.
Excuse me, you're not. There we go. That's more like it.
Okay.
I forgot. Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, here's the. I think that's the one that costs money, and that's the free one, but I don't remember. I tried the free one first, and it worked. So then I bought the other one, figuring it would have better performance. But that's by no means the only such app. You could search the Google Play Store for another one to try, and you might have to try 2 or 3 before you found one that worked just perfectly. But all I have to do to make this work is tap that app and then change my Zoom. Let me stop my screen share. It's connected. I've got to change I'm using the camera that's face down. That's not helpful. There we go. Not much to look at, but it's working. Now if I change my Zoom settings to use that camera, there it is. And that's I can use that as my primary webcam. I'm using let me see, I'm trying to get the phone. Oh, that's right, I'm holding the phone. You're not going to be able to see the phone unless I'm holding the phone, and that's the phone camera that you're seeing. And the quality is actually quite good. Because the camera in the phone is probably better than any of the webcam cameras or anything like that. And it works fine with, if I put my virtual background back on, it works fine with that.
So Dave, you're showing us the...
using your smartphone as a webcam.
Oh, as a webcam or a document camera?
Or either one.
Just web. Well.
Oh, okay.
Because I could just take this and I could point it at the, let's see. So I can do.
If I wanted, I would use a document camera. If I'm in a Zoom class, I can use it my phone to project into the Zoom meeting like a document I wanted them to look at.
Yes.
Rather than screen sharing and getting it from my desktop.
You could do that. This would be most useful if you had something that was not in, and let me get rid of that camera there for a second, that is not available electronically, like a book.
Like a drawing.
Or you could also, what the most common use for it, and let me get out of that so I don't interfere with anything else here. The most common use for it is something like this. Oh, my wife is taking my legal pad. Ah. Okay, we can put a piece of paper down here and I can write on it.
Yeah.
So we can't, we just see your flower and vegetable garden.
Let me, oh, that's right. I had canceled my screen share, hadn't I? Thank you. Okay, so
Oh, I see.
I can write on this.
Yeah, I have my students do drawings with me.
Oh.
Indeed.
And well, the other way around it is you got to take 20 pieces of paper and you start with the first one and then you flip it, you know, so otherwise you got to redraw them every time. So, but yeah, this is nice. Because they got to use their brain.
It gives you your whiteboard back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my students.
This is probably the primary reason for having a document camera.
Yeah.
Okay, but we were going to show, now that I've got the phone repurposed, it's going to show you how to record. Obviously, this is an iPhone, but the process is almost identical on an Android phone or tablet. If I get the thing to turn back around here. There we go. So the phone has a camera app, which will record both still images and video. You just find that, open it up. By default, the phone uses the back camera, which it's laying on right now, because that's the better camera. But I can change that by just tapping that little icon there that that selects the front camera. And now I just select video and tap the record button to record a video.
Dave,
Yes.
that lower right-hand corner, that is like for selfie, right?
Yeah, they call it the selfie cam,
but
you're using it for a higher purpose here.
It's called a front camera?
Yeah, your phone and your tablet will have a camera facing front and facing back.
It's the same camera though, but it's the different.
No, it's two different cameras.
Oh, all right.
There are at least two different cameras built into every phone and tablet these days.
Yeah.
One facing backward, out away from the phone from the back, and the other facing front, which is usually called the selfie camera. And the selfie camera is generally not as high a quality as the back one, but it's good enough for a talking head video, certainly. That's what it's designed for, or for just a shot. And I'll try to get myself into the picture here a little bit while you can still see me.
Yeah.
And to start recording a video, I just tap the video here. This is not going to look like much, but you'll be able to see what's going on, especially with me in it. Okay, and I'm recording the video now. And I can say whatever I like. Hi, students. Welcome. I'm really a human being. I'm a nice person. I care about you. And,
No, I'm just.
and I'll be here in this course. And that's pretty much what you need to say. And then when you're done, you just tap the stop button, the square. Okay, and that we just recorded a little video.
We can say congratulations to our students, the ones they are graduating this.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yes, that would be wonderful. So now that video is stored in your video or your photos or your video storage on the phone, whichever type phone you have. And you go from here, now you can leave the camera app, and you go from here to the YouTube app, which is free. and it's automatically installed on all Android phones. I don't know if they are still automatically installing it on iPhones or not, since it's not an Apple product, but certainly you can get it. It's free. So you go to the YouTube app. You do have to have a YouTube, just as if you were uploading this to YouTube from the computer. You have to have a YouTube account. And no, I don't want YouTube Premium, thank you. And you have to be logged into that account. If you are logged in, you'll either see yourself or just a little silhouette in the upper right-hand corner here. Let me see if I can zoom in on that a little bit. This document camera has marvelous capability in that regard.
Is that the Epoch program that you can zoom in with?
No, I turned that off. I'm just using, this is called the IPVO visualizer. You see the name up there. It is the camera, it's the software that works with the camera to throw what the camera sees, the document camera, what the document camera sees up on your computer screen so you can share that with your students.
Is that expensive?
Oh no, it comes with, it's free. You download it from the company's website. They used to send it to you as on a CD. And I guess that cut into their profits. So now they make you download it and install it. It's a simple, quick process, but it's one more thing you have to do. But
So
that
you
allows
have
you
to
to
subscribe
share.
to.
Yeah, that allows you to share what the camera sees with your students, as I'm doing right now. It's seeing my smartphone. So and you do have to be logged in. If you go to YouTube and you're not logged in, YouTube will prompt you to log in. And you just log in with your Google account, assuming you have one. And if you use Gmail or you use Google Docs, you already have a Google account. And you log in with that same account information, the same account credentials. If you don't, you can easily create one. That's another video that we have. And I'm trying to weave all these videos together as to do just what I'm doing right now, to show you how to record a video on your phone and get it onto YouTube.
That's a great idea. Yep.
We do have one of those, but it's a little dated at this point, so we're trying to update it. But once I'm logged into YouTube on the phone, there's a little button right here, which is not labeled real well. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. There's a little button right there. It looks like a little camera. That's your upload button, your button that allows you to put your own video onto YouTube. So you just tap that little camera, and on the what it does on the phone is it brings up the last several videos that you've recorded. And you just pick the one you want to put in there, which is, this is the last one. That's the one I just made. So I just tap that. It plays through that video. I think I've got my volume turned down. I'm pretty sure that I know why. Just a second. I know why that's not playing. Yep.
Dave, can you caption that video that you just uploaded to YouTube?
Well, I haven't uploaded it yet, but once I upload it to YouTube, it will automatically be captioned.
Really?
All I have to do to get it captioned is to upload it to YouTube.
Okay.
Magic. I'm not going to take the time right now. The reason you're not hearing the video or the audio off the phone is it's trying to play on my my stereo system in the other room.
You got too much going on there.
And I have that turned off, so I could change that, but I know there's audio. I know there's audio in there. So once I've ascertained that the recording looks fine, there's nothing too embarrassing in it. Yes, I'm hearing a question. Sorry. Okay. Now once I looked at the video, there's a next button in the upper right-hand corner. I just tap that. And there's some legalistic information and so on. None of the videos you're going to post are going to violate the Child Online Privacy Protection Act or anything like that, so you don't have to worry. And once you've read this, or once this screen has come up, there's an upload button. This is just YouTube covering itself. In case somebody does upload something inappropriate, they can prove that they were told not to do that. And then we just tap upload. And that's all there is to putting a video on YouTube from your phone. 2 taps with a finger. You can watch the process. It's uploaded. It's processing. YouTube has to convert the video into a form that works with YouTube to make sure that everybody can view it. That will take, depending on the length of the video, that can take just a few seconds, as we saw here, or it can take hours. When I upload a Zoom recording to YouTube, it takes hours for it to finish processing, but that's fine. I just let it do that overnight. And and now if I just refresh my view by drawing it down, there's the video that I just put up there, and that's on YouTube. And I can play it back from the YouTube app. Or I can play it back from wherever. There I am. Again, the only reason you're not hearing sound is that the phone is sending the sound somewhere else. That's enough of that. I can then, if I go to YouTube,
So you go back to YouTube?
well, I'm going to YouTube on the computer now. And I'm sharing my screen. Good. What you're seeing is my YouTube page.
Okay.
If I'm logged into YouTube, I'll see myself here, or I'll see a silhouette. I just click on me and go to YouTube Studio, which is my video management interface in YouTube. This is my videos. And as opposed to As the World Turns videos. And this is my channel dashboard. This is where my videos are stored. And there's a list of my videos under a link over here on the left that says videos. And here's that one I just uploaded. It's not captioned yet, probably. We can check. I can bring it up in YouTube by clicking View on YouTube here.
Will they have heard the sound since we didn't hear it?
Yeah, just a sec. Especially with me in it. Okay, and I'm recording the video now. And I can... The sound was always there. The phone speaker was just not playing it. You would normally hear the sound on the phone as well. And so there's that video, such as it is and what there is of it. To share it with your students, you just click the share button below the video. And here's the URL that you want to submit. This is the only thing you have to actually submit to that assignment. You get that, you copy that URL to your clipboard, then you go back to Canvas and you go down here and pass all this stuff up because you've already done all that, and go to reply, hit that reply button, and you just paste that URL into the editor, into the post box, and then you must hit post reply in order to save that to it. And you're done. As
Now,
soon
if
as you do that, yes.
Well, if you wanted to check to see that the words were okay first, would you do that before you would do?
Yeah. Oh, well,
Because
you're right.
maybe the captioning's not quite right.
I am skipping over that, and
I would do
shouldn't.
that before I did this, right?
You would do that before you pasted that in, yes.
Yeah, because I was looking for the CC icon and I didn't see it.
You're right, because that one has not yet happened. It takes a few minutes at least.
Okay, and I'm recording the video now. And I.
Because it would be down there by the little gear, right? If it were there.
It would be right here. Let's look at one that's already had the captions appear. This will be captioned within minutes.
Right.
But let's look at one. Let's go back and look at one that does have that.
Because we can fix it if it's wrong in YouTube, right?
Well, and we insist that you at least. The thing is, we don't know how good the captions were to start with.
Right.
But we could. There's a tell. We'll know if you edited the captions or not.
And I would want to do that before I.
And you would want to
do there. Yeah.
Exactly. So.
Sentence, right?
I'm sorry.
It's actually one long sentence with no capitals or periods.
That's what it is right now.
Right.
Unedited captions are like that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's really not smart enough yet to detect the beginnings and ends of sentences. Let me find. I'm just looking for one that is a short one that is already captioned. We'll check and see. This one certainly is captioned. This is an earlier example from an earlier class. And if we look at it.
Hi, everybody. We're recording now. Here's the ugliest video you're likely to see anytime soon. Just need a little something here to upload to YouTube. Again, we'd like you to make maybe just a little minute or two of a welcome to your.
Okay, that was an earlier example. And it is captioned, but the captions are clearly have not been edited because there's no capital letters.
Hi, everybody. We're recording now.
No periods, anything like that. But there's another tell too, which I won't tell you what it is. Anyway, now to edit those captions, I just go back to the video list, to the details page for that video. And there in the menu over here on the left, there's a button labeled subtitles. Subtitles and caption, there are technical differences between subtitles and captions, but for our purposes here, you can consider them identical. So when you edit subtitles, you edit the captions. What YouTube produces are technically subtitles, not captions.
Okay.
But certainly they are adequate for our purposes. That's one of those technical distinctions. Like whether the 21st century began on January 1st, 2000 or January 1st, 2001. Technically, it was 2001, but nobody views it that way. So nobody cares about the difference between subtitles and captions. All right, when you click on that subtitles button, this is what you see. You see two lines. One that says English United States video language and has an add button at the end. Ignore that one. That would be if you had your captions in an external file that you wanted to upload to YouTube to put the captions in all at once, say accurate captions that you created in advance, you'd use this. But that's not what's happening here. You want to work on the automatic English captions. Those are the ones that YouTube creates for you automatically within minutes. And you'll go out to the end of this line. There's a little menu button that if you mouse over it is labeled Options. You click on that Options button and there's an option to edit the captions. Don't worry about what Classic Studio is, just you're going to edit the captions. That's all you care about. So click Edit on Classic Studio and your video appears here so you can play it and listen to it. And if you click the Edit button up here above the video, your captions appear over here on the left.
Oh, okay.
And now you just play a little bit of the video.
Hi, everybody. We're recording now. Here's the ugliest video you're likely to see.
As you see, there's nothing in the way of words to edit. It's perfect. And it usually will be perfect or near perfect. But I can go and I can put a capital H in, and there's a period right there. I could tell by my pause and my delivery, but YouTube's algorithm's not quite good enough to detect that yet. Though you can, I think you can, if you say like period at the end of the sentence, it'll take it, but that's obviously not something you're going to do when you're just narrating a video, so don't worry about that. And then here's another capital H. All right. So now I just go to the next caption.
To see anytime soon. Just need a little something here to upload to YouTube. Again, we like.
So you just play a little bit of the video and correct the captions. That's a period, and that I should be a capital I. So far, all I've had to do is that, and that's pretty typical. And you just keep doing that and work your way right through the video. This is one of the reasons we encourage you to keep your video submission for activity 2.7 short. We don't want you to have to spend half a day editing captions. We just want you to do enough of it that you can demonstrate that you know how to do it. This process is very simple, easy to do, but it is tedious. If you have a long video, there can be hundreds and hundreds of captions to edit. And there is some point at which it just becomes unsustainable to do it. And that depends on your patience and how well you type and things like that.
Yeah.
For me, it happens real soon, as I don't type worth a darn.
I did it all wrong.
So the process, we insist that you know how to do this, but I will be honest with you, you're not going to do this on your Zoom meetings. Yeah, dirty little secret time. You're not going to do this on your Zoom meetings because those are 2 hours long, maybe. And typically it takes, for every minute of captions, during playback, it takes 3 to 5 minutes to edit them.
Dave, how does that work? I'm sorry. No,
go ahead. Well, I'm just going to say, nobody edits captions on videos of multiple hours. You just have to decide, take a look at the captions and make sure that they're substantially accurate and would be of use to someone who's hearing impaired. And if they are, great. If they're not, I just wouldn't post the video, because there's no way you can routinely edit captions on multi-hour videos. Nobody has that much time. Yes, Marlene.
So, Dalen, in my Zoom meeting, if I record it, it goes to the Zoom cloud and then it's closed captioned?
Yes.
Okay. So my Zoom.
I'll show you that in a second.
Anything video has to be closed captioned.
Correct.
Anything visual?
Oh, anything with any video with speech in it has to be captioned.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Some videos don't have any speech, in which case there's no need for captioning.
right.
Also, if a video is designed to be used by a single student, like a feedback video on an assignment, and if you know, and if that student has not identified through DSPS as hearing impaired, you do not have to caption that video.
Okay.
Now you go save changes. But the first thing you did was you clicked on the first English, not the second one.
Correct. Let's
Yeah,
back that up.
Yeah.
Well, let me save the changes and then I'll jump in again. Indeed, once you finish the editing, you must click Save Changes to
Okay.
record that.
Okay.
Now, and this in the previous screen will look a little different now. If I can get back to it, let's see. There it is. This is what it looked like originally. Now, if I refresh that screen, you're going to see a third line, because this is the caption track that I just created by editing this one. And this option to upload captions is still there.
So if you only
But
did
I
part
can
of
always
it,
go back and edit them again.
so go to the one you already worked on. Don't go back to the first one. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you can't go back to the first one now.
Oh.
It'll only let you edit this one.
Ah. Okay.
So
Good.
then you hit the edit button,
Yeah.
and then you're back where you were.
Yeah. And there's the changes.
Just warning you, you've already edited this. You know, you could screw it up, but you probably won't. Okay. So so that's the editing process for captions in YouTube.
Thank
There's
you.
a similar process on the Zoom.
Okay. But
cloud.
before we leave here,
Yes.
because now it would, after you've done the whole thing, it would have the correct URL, and then, and by the way, when you do your paste, do you do a Control-V to paste it, or, I mean?
Yeah, usually, but you can do right-click paste as well,
So could you just
or
do that?
command-click paste.
You were gonna show us how you take this video and then, oh, you already did that.
I already showed you how to paste the URL.
Yeah.
Editing the caption, excuse me, editing the captions doesn't change the URL.
Oh, good to know.
Okay, so.
All right, I do have a question. Go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
If you could go back to where it says automatic, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Okay, I was told, or we taught somewhere I read, you could delete the other ones, and I didn't know how to do that.
Yeah, I know, and there's no need to delete the other one.
Oh, okay.
Because YouTube will use the edited one by preference.
All right.
Yeah, you know, the problem I had is I deleted the one, but it was the wrong one.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's
so,
why
yeah,
that's why
idea.
I'm not in favor of that instruction. YouTube's going to use the edited captions. If somebody asks for
nice to know.
captions on a YouTube video, what they're going to see are the ones that you edited by default.
Oh, good.
Well, it's good. I can find that then.
That was a bit of instructional overreach, I think. So don't worry about it.
I do
Dr.
have
Dave.
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's almost over, I think. Just one more question for me before you leave. Is it possible if you just open all the modules, and remember, as students, remember, if you give us a test, we always do what we know, and we leave what we don't know to the end. Is it possible?
I empathize, but I'm not the one making those decisions. you could give that as feedback. You have multiple opportunities to provide feedback during this process, and you might mention that. Coming from me, it wouldn't make any difference. Coming from you, you're someone they're going to listen to. Faculty are their customers for this, and I empathize. If I were my decision, I would just open up everything so that you didn't have those kinds of frustrations.
Yeah,
I don't
I
believe.
can finish many modules during this frustration time instead of, don't know what to do.
Right. And not just that, but I like to hop back and forth.
Right.
I feel like I should have that option. And I feel like my students should. But that's a personal preference. And I recognize that there are pedagogical advantages to doling it out.
But for me, I'm on the other side because I like that, because I would go through and do all the easy ones, leave the video to the end, and then be pulling out my hair, right? So at least
that's what people used to do.
Pull out my hair as I go along. Yes.
But at least they got most of the rest of it done. So the real issue here is whether it's pedagogically better for the student to keep them focused on a limited amount of material at one time, rather than letting them be distracted by this mass of information presented at one time. Or whether it's better to give them the flexibility to. And that's a philosophical debate that's kind of split.
Leave it to the students to decide. Don't decide for him, because everybody learns and do things differently than the other. There's
we're seeing both of those
and
viewpoints play out here in this session, the Zoom session. Some people feel one way, some feel another.
Right.
And you'll set your courses up the way that you feel is best, and not. And because it's academic freedom, it's your right to do that. And there are good arguments to do it either way. So this is one of those things where you're just going to make a decision based on your evaluation of the pedagogy. And and I'm sorry, I won't be able to change that, no. But you can make that suggestion to the people who can change it, and
because people, they get frustrated, and maybe.
And I'll be happy to pass that along for you.
Thank you.
Or a midway would be within each module. Like in module 1, you guys can do it in any order, but I won't let you go to module 2 until you've completed everything in module 1.
And that's what they're
doing. That's what they're
doing. That's
how
this course is set up right now.
That's what we are arguing not to.
No, I cannot, that isn't, because I can't go to 6.4 if I'm in 6.3 and have not finished. They won't even let me see it. I can just see the title. That's how mine is.
No, mine is I can see the others. The only thing I can go beyond that to module 2.
I can see the
Buddy, we're recording now.
Oops,
Here's
sorry.
I ugliest video you're likely to see anytime soon.
I can see the title, but I can't go to 6.4, or I can't go to the next part.
I'll look into that.
But that's good.
Okay, so you're not constrained to use YouTube in this 2.7 assignment. You can use your Zoom. You can use Zoom and record to the Zoom cloud and get the same impact, the same operation, and it's even easier. In order to find and edit your captions in Zoom, you have to go to the Zoom website at zoom.us. That's their corporate website. And when you get there, you'll have to sign in with your Confer Zoom account credentials, be an email address and a password. And that will give you access to your Zoom account management screens. And one of those screens lists all of the recordings that you've sent to the Zoom cloud. And I don't use the Zoom cloud very much, so I've only got a few, but they'll illustrate the process. I can pick any of these videos by just clicking on it. And then if I'm going to be able to edit the captions, I've got to go to where I can play the video, which I can get to by clicking on this recording icon here.
Okay. Yeah, I went there
Click
last
on
night.
that icon, and now you can see the video.
Okay, from here on in.
And you can see that it's captioned.
Huh?
And here is your transcript. Here are your captions. So this pops up even easier than it does in YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And all you have to do to edit.
Is that acceptable to have the transcript with the video?
No,
Oh yeah, sure. Because you also have the captions.
Oh, okay,
And
because
fact,
one of the students did it that way, and he made the comment, and he said, I'm not sure that that's the best way to do it.
well, in YouTube, like in the Zoom cloud, there is you do have to have captions, but both YouTube and Zoom can also provide you with a transcript if you want that for whatever reason. And you can go to, in YouTube, you can go to the little more menu here below the video, the three dots, and click on that, and you can open the transcript.
Oh.
And here's the transcript.
Huh?
Oh.
Just like in Zoom. And it's a dynamic transcript. If you play.
Just need a little something here to upload to YouTube.
Notice
again,
the highlight
we'd like you
move.
to make
Like sing
maybe
along with
just a little minute or two of a welcome to your.
And those of you who laughed at that just betrayed your age. Because Mitch Miller has been dead a long time. Sorry about that. Okay, so you can get this in YouTube as well as in the Zoom cloud. You just have to ask for it. And this alone would not be adequate because you have to take your eyes off the video to read this.
Right.
So you can't keep up with this and the video at the same time.
When we're talking to our students, if we're talking to them on Zoom,
Yep.
You know, having a Zoom meeting, everything we say needs to be captioned.
No, it will be.
It will be captioned automatically. When you upload it to, when you upload it to the Zoom cloud or upload it to YouTube, it will be captioned automatically.
But at the time we're having our meeting, it's not.
No, it will. The recording will be captioned.
The recording will be captioned. So if we're having a Zoom meeting with our students, which we'll probably do a lot in my class because I'm teaching film, so I'll have, I'll be sharing a PowerPoint and all of that, and the PowerPoints have the words, but I guess I can caption it as I make it, but my comments in Zoom will not be captioned until they look at the recording again.
Correct.
And it will be captioned then, if they need to. If they need it, okay, all right.
Kathleen, what I do is I just open up chat and things that they really got to know, things that they really need to know, I type them in chat.
That's a wonderful idea.
And I try to get the students to do it too. Like we're doing, I do a list thing that helps them get their minds back. So I say, here's the topic, here's the question. Please, everyone, type an answer in. Okay?
In chat. Okay.
In chat, then everybody can see it.
That's a wonderful idea. But it would be very difficult to do that for every word.
Oh yeah, no. Just.
And it would be nice.
It's like fill in the blank,
Yeah, it would be nice to have that sort of live caption.
But it has to be short and sweet, right?
We used to be able. I'm sorry.
short and sweet. You can't be getting into like some essay going on there. Right?
No, no, but also I will ask a student who's really good at typing, because there's a little CC, there's a little thing on the string there, and they'll just sort of kind of like pretend like the secretary, and they just kind of get major phrases down, like someone
That's a
who's.
wonderful idea.
That's
Yeah.
great. I can't type. That's great.
Yeah. Dave,
That
could
is
you
a
show us?
wonderful idea.
Could you show us the Zoom again, please, to show us how you
Let's
save?
go back to Zoom.
Please, thank you.
But just to say, we used to be able to request live captioning from CCC
Well.
Concur, but they've become overwhelmed. There's no way that can be done now. There is technically it is possible. There's a service that can be used with Zoom that will produce pretty accurate live captions during the live meeting, but it's expensive, so they haven't been able to buy it yet. But there is some hope that that may happen in the future. But now let's go back to, oops, that's not Zoom. Let's go back to Zoom. Here we are at the Zoom captions.
Yeah.
And you can edit these captions. Each caption, if you mouse up and down over the captions, you'll see this little pencil icon follow you.
Well,
So
that thing was behind our little images, so, maybe I'll make our images go away. Can I make our images go away? Okay, do it again, please.
I should be showing, you should be seeing a Zoom recording playback
I just minimized all the pictures on the right because you went over and did something and I couldn't see what you did.
Right.
Pictures. Yeah.
Also, you'll note I am not showing you this window quite full screen.
Yes.
And I'm leaving this area of the screen blank.
Yes.
That's something to keep in mind when you're sharing your screen in Zoom, because though by default, those video images are over here and
they were hiding.
They overlay what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I have to remember, I try to remember to not use this portion of my screen when I'm sharing.
And so could you show us how you got that little pencil thing again?
Yeah, just mouse over move your mouse cursor up and down. The caption and the little, every time you mouse over a caption, the little pencil icon appears opposite the caption.
Yes.
You just go over here and you click on that pencil and you get an edit window. And you can edit the captions. Zoom captions, like YouTube captions, are usually pretty nearly perfect. And actually the Zoom captions are a little bit better on getting capital letters and periods in.
Okay, there's one you can fix. On point 12, it says but you, it says it, comma, but you. So maybe you could just get rid of the but you, or no, could you? Yeah, a little higher, up, right there. See but you? No, too high.
Yeah, you can use.
Let's say you want to get rid of the but you.
Exactly, you just click that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Save it.
Here. Okay.
A lot of tools. Wow.
And then save. Okay. All right. Thank you.
I have a question, Dr.
And in this
Dave.
case, you save the captions one at a time rather than saving them.
Okay. Thank you.
Dr.
So
Dave?
that's how you edit the captions in Zoom. And then to submit this to activity 2.7, to the discussion post that you're going to create, you just need the share link, which you can get by, let's see, from the recording page by clicking copy shareable link. And that puts it on your clipboard. See, it tells you that. The shareable link's copied to the clipboard. Then you go back to Canvas. You open up, you hit the reply button in activity 2.7, and you just paste that in. Right click, paste, or Control V, either one, or Command V on a Mac. And there it is. And that's all we need.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Never remember.
Every time I want to come to the Zoom session, I go always to the my email and look
Right.
at that one, and then I click to the where it says the Zoom. But it did not work with me. So how to get to you so fast instead of, you know, I really want to be here on time, but I didn't know, I could not for some reason. I don't know.
So it would have been, let me find that email here. I've got my email client up somewhere.
Yeah, and I have the times for, the trainings, and I want to be in each one of them. But
oh yeah,
from the
no, I
beginning.
understand. The I don't seem to have my email open here. Just a second. Let me open that up. Thought I did. I'll just go to Outlook and log in. Okay, the email that the last email Mary sent out, I believe, was yesterday.
There was nothing yesterday.
Or the day before. Let me see.
It was Monday.
You have to do a search for Mary.
Monday. Yeah, I could search for it, but I've deleted most everything else, so it should be right here. There she is.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's right. The first time she sent this out, she forgot the link. I remember that. Here it is. There's the link. That's the first time she's missed that in ages, and just a mistake. But this link right here should probably be clickable within the email, but sometimes it's not, depending on the email client.
Yes, I really tried this one so many times.
What you can do to, if that doesn't work the first time, is just highlight the link and copy it to your clipboard. Copy link address.
Thank you.
And then open up a new browser window or tab and paste that in. Well, that's not what I wanted. Huh, I shouldn't have done that. Let's see. Do a Control-C. Let's see what that gives me. That's it. In this event, you want to copy that with a Control-C, because otherwise it picks up a bunch of Outlook stuff. So Control-C to copy that to your clipboard, or Command-C on a Mac. Then go to New Tab and paste, Control-V, paste it into the location line on your browser, and just press Enter or Return on the keyboard, and it will take you in.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm sorry that for some reason, some email clients have trouble with the fact that the last bit of this URL is D. Giberson is my name. Sometimes that gets left off as part of the link.
Yeah.
Usually it works, but every now and then. So that's something you can do if that link doesn't work for you.
But you know, since we're talking about email, I made a mistake last night of visiting I was in my Outlook. I got my Zoom notification. I clicked on that. And what I should have gone to zoom.us, signed in, seen my videos that way.
Yes.
Yeah. To edit them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, thank
you. You know, we learn these things the hard way, I know. So anyway, so you can do activity 2.7 entirely through Zoom and never have to touch YouTube. I had one faculty member who was philosophically opposed to using any Google resources because of things that Google had done that she didn't approve of, which is absolutely her right. And she was able to do the whole thing through Zoom. And we're sensitive to that sort of thing. So there are, on our on-demand video site, there are lots of tutorials showing how to do things like this.
Okay.
Just, if you want to know everything that we know about Zoom recording, just type in Zoom recording here in the search box.
Okay.
Press enter or return. And here's recording to your local computer in Zoom and loading the recording onto YouTube if you want to do that. What we don't have is a video that shows you how to edit those captions in Zoom. And I need to create that. Or one of the reasons I like to use YouTube is that you have a limited amount of space in the Zoom cloud. And sooner or later, you'll run out of space.
Yeah.
And you can move those Zoom recordings to YouTube and then delete them from the Zoom cloud so you have more room. And this video will show you how to do that.
Okay, good.
All right?
Yeah.
Dave, I have a quick question about when I was holding my phone, I was like focusing on not moving rather than focusing on my presentation. So would I use a tripod or the selfie stick? I'm gonna, oh yeah, you have a tripod.
Let me show you something. Well, yeah, I guess I can probably show you this. Here's a tiny little tripod.
Oh, okay.
I think it cost me $20. Well, no, it wasn't.
Not seeing screen.
No. Oh, that's right. Excuse me. You may not be, if you have your video windows pulled away, you won't be seeing this. Let me stop my share. It'll be easier to see. Indeed, let me just use my document camera here. I don't think let me kill this. So my document camera will be usable as my Zoom camera. There we go. All right, what I've got here is a tiny little tripod. At 15 bucks or so. You can get them on Amazon, things like this on Amazon. And a little, this part is a separate piece that is a little smartphone holder that screws onto the tripod. And you can take your smartphone and just slip it in here. Tighten it down. And you've got a tripod. You've got a steady, and you can pan, tilt, zoom, and so on with it. And it makes it a lot easier to get a good video. That's a lot more functional than just propping your phone up on a bookshelf or something, which is another option.
I think, Dr. Dave, this document camera, the little one for 100 plus, they are very, very useful. And instead of using your phone, maybe you'll have an emergency call or something. You have that one just for teaching. Yeah.
That can be a problem. You're absolutely right. And the document camera is clearly desirable over the phone, but it does cost $100, A, and B, sometimes they're hard to come by. They're so popular.
Wow.
Yeah, I got it after I waited for a while because they said out of stock. Yes.
Indeed. And the last time I checked, they were out of stock again. Though they come in and out as Amazon gets more of them, but they're still under very high demand. So anything that will let you utilize your smartphone in lieu of that may be worth it.
Yes.
I wish I had it unpacked today. I have a stand that will allow you to hold the smartphone horizontal.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's different than this.
Pardon?
It's different than this, or it's an attachment to the tripod?
Different. This you could sort of use that way.
Okay, but we would need both the tripod and the thing that you're talking about?
The adapter, yeah.
The adapter.
And for about the same price, I was able to get something that combines the two, the tripod and the holder.
Okay.
And it's collapsible, so it can be, I think it can be as high as 70 some inches, 6 feet.
Yeah. That's
Or as low as pretty much as low as this. And you can even, there's a picture of somebody using it to laying in the bathtub, having it hold their phone or their tablet where they could see it while they were taking a bath. None of us have ever done that, but but it eliminates the possibility you might drop your smartphone into the tub.
What company was
or
that?
other bathroom receptacle.
What company was that from? And could you show us what that on Amazon?
Amazon.
Oh, sure. Well, you're talking about the tripod and the holder, or the one-piece thing?
The one-piece thing that you haven't unboxed.
Sure, I'll be happy to show you that.
Thank you so much. I was wondering, I would like a taller one maybe, too.
Yeah, exactly. It would be useful to have it taller. Okay, here we are on Amazon. You should be seeing Amazon at this point. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. That's good. Now, actually, it's in my orders. That's probably the quickest way to find it.
I have it right here.
Here it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is the little device.
So floor stand and smartphone, is that what it's called?
It is called Floor Stand for Smartphone and Tablet. 360-degree adjustable. Actually, a warning on the tablet. I think it only handles the small tablets up to 7 inches or so.
Oh.
Not a full-sized iPad.
Yeah.
That'd be too heavy for it.
Okay.
And it won't. But that's it right there. And let me send you I can put the Amazon. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. That was not my intent. Just a second. Just
Oh, sorry.
I messed up there. I'm going to put that URL in the chat tool for you.
There you go.
Smartphone holder. Okay, so that'll take you right to it in Amazon if you're interested. It's $29.
Whoa, great.
And I've been looking for something like that for some time.
And then I do have a question about, I'm gonna do Command C, and I just copied that, what you just sent us, the link.
Oh, cool.
Where do I put it now? I don't know where to put it.
Okay, it's on your
Google Doc.
clipboard. It's on your clipboard. So you're on a Mac, it sounds like.
Yeah.
You've got text edit is just a plain text editor you can bring up, or Word, any text editor, and just paste it in there. Or better yet, bring up your email, or Google Docs would work fine. Or you can bring up your email and paste it into an email and send it to yourself. And then you'll have a record of it in your email. That's the only place I never lose anything in my email. But you can paste it anywhere, because obviously you can't really write that down. It's much too complex a URL. So yeah, just open up a text editor of any kind and paste it into it. You could even paste it into your Canvas course and hide it from the students and have it there whenever you needed it. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Great information. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Always happy to see you all. Does anyone have any other questions? Yes, Pamela.
I have one. I just completed making ocarinas, whistles with my students.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I have this book that for copyright reasons, it's a really great book. She's got really great drawings and things in it. And so what I did is in chat, I typed the name of the book, her name. I put in the ISBN number.
Right.
I put where you could buy it. She's got a place where you could just buy it by yourself. Does that cover me for like showing her drawings, or should I like not show, because I'm recording Zoom?
Yeah, I hear you.
So I'm just wondering, should I not show
Yeah.
you about it?
I wish there were a neat, simple answer to that. Technically, that's probably a copyright violation.
Oh, Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. You know, right here, copyright 1989. Yeah, right there.
Emphasize, yeah. Well, anything's
Oh,
copyright.
God, and we're recording it again. Oh, my God. Sorry.
But I got to tell you,
You are on candid camera.
It would be one thing. It would be one thing if you were sitting there and you were going through the entire book, page by page.
No,
I know you're not doing that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
But it would be one thing if you were doing that, and so that the students could read the entire book, and
Oh, I'm just telling them it's a really good book if they want to buy it. Yeah.
And so, quite frank, I'll be just absolutely honest from my point of view and frank with you. I would take the risk, and I would use a few pages of it, and I would be, and you're doing, you're helping by putting the information in chat so that your students know where to buy it and so on.
Right.
And if anything, you're more likely to increase sales of the book than decrease them under those circumstances. And usually the only time you get in trouble with copyright is when you're costing somebody money.
Yeah. Well, I actually have
technically
drawings that I do as a PDF file, so you know, but yeah. Well, it's in more detail in her book.
No matter how you duplicate it, it's still a copy.
No. These are drawings that a student made for me.
Oh,
and,
cool.
Yeah, and they're actually more detailed than what the book is. The book isn't good enough.
And the student has given you the right to use those.
Yes, yeah, and I
because
put her name.
The student, by default, without having to apply for anything, the student owns the copyright on those drawings.
Right.
So, but that's a wonderful thing. And yeah, that kind of workaround is safer.
Okay.
But occasionally showing a page from a copyrighted book, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just thought of that. So I wanted to ask.
My yardstick on copyright is generally, am I going to jail or is it going to cost me money? And that's just as frank as I can be.
Yeah. Thank you.
You bet. Good question, though. Very astute question. All right. Anything else? Having lots of fun today.
Yes, you are the most patient man in the universe.
It's wonderful.
In the universe. We ask you the same things over and you go, well, yeah. Now let me ask you this.
And I know you're patient with your students as well.
All right. Well,
nobody who stays in this profession for more than 5 minutes can afford to be impatient with their students. It's just something you have to learn. And for me, it was very much a learned thing. I'm not by nature a patient person.
Oh, I don't believe that. Well, let me ask you this. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But you all are the ones that matter. So it's worth the effort. Now,
well, let me ask you this. In the coming Zoom, like this is Thursday, so I'm talking about next week in the coming keynote.
Right.
Are we going to move ahead to other chapters? Because I'm done with 1, I'm done with 2, I'm done with 3, and I'm starting on 4.
I'll answer that. We just happen to, every time we do one of these, people want to know about 2.7. So we do that. Okay, but I'll answer if you have questions on later ones, absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm not going to ask them now because sometimes you don't even know enough to ask the question. Has anyone ever had that?
I know that feeling.
So I'm going to get to it. And when I get completely confused and burst into tears, I'll just wait till our next.
That's why we're doing these periodically.
Yes.
And you're also always welcome to email me the question, and I can go in and look at your submission and see what's going on, like we did for Yusra today, and found out why she was being held up. I'd much rather you did that than you sit there for hours not able to proceed. And I'll get back to you as soon as, though I prioritize those emails. So
absolutely.
I'm not spending as many hours online as I was when they were paying me full time, but I do try to pick those off as quickly as possible. So
all right.
Please send me the questions.
Okay. Thank you, Dave. Thank you so much.
You are certainly welcome.
Thank you.
Dave,
anything else?
Thank you very much.
Hi, Kenna.
You are certainly welcome. Marlene, did you have something?
Sorry, yes. I'm full of questions, but
good.
That's how I'm learning. So I worked with Ingrid on my module development, where I have to create the first module.
Right.
And so she said to most of her students only have one computer, so they're doing everything from their mobile phone. So she
Yeah.
she said she has directions on how to download Canvas on an iPhone and an Android. She put it in the chat box. She said to copy it, but there were two different things and I got sidetracked. She told me twice.
Right.
But I didn't copy it and I cannot find it. I don't know if she Googled. They were just 2 pages of pictures, step-by-step pictures on how to download it from Canvas app into iPhone, and then 2 pages on downloading it into Android. I don't know if she got it from a Canvas community or from just Googling it, and I tried to do both. I can't find it. So.
Okay, I do have a resource for that.
Do you think that's a good idea to put in the first module?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because some of your students are going to be taking the course on their smartphone.
Right.
And because they don't have any other option. And Canvas, bless its heart, the apps are so good that they can do that. It's not always the most convenient way to do it, but they can do it. And we do have.
Oh, on demand.
On the on-demand site, a session like this where we spent some time showing the Canvas app for teachers and students and how they work. If you just search for Canvas Mobile, that should get you there. We've actually got 2 recordings of that. As I get older, I don't know if they get better or worse. You'd have to judge that yourself. But these are like 2-hour recordings, and they show the Canvas app.
These were like screenshots of.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have anything like that either.
Yeah, we don't know.
And the process of getting the app and so on is really pretty basic.
Okay.
But the process of using it is a little bit more involved, and it takes a bit of explanation. Though the students generally seem to adapt to it quite quickly.
Okay.
And most of these sessions deal with the bulk of the presentation deals with the student app, because teachers usually have computers and they are going to find it more convenient to manage their course from the computer than from the app, though you can do a lot from the app if you're out and about, but it's a convenience for instructors.
And there's probably ones for Apple and there's for Canvas. The students, probably an Apple one and there's probably a Android one.
Yeah, it's basically the same app on both.
Oh, okay.
And both sessions. Whoops, I'm doing the wrong thing here. Excuse me. There we go. And if I flip this around so that I am using this, but I don't have like a single page of tips on that. It does sound like a good thing. Whoops, I'm still using the wrong camera there. Okay, let me start this again. It gets irritated with me when I try to make it do 2 things at once. There we go.
So you are experiencing what we experiencing with technology.
All the time. Oh, anybody who works with technology experiences things like that, indeed. Okay, the Canvas apps look like this.
Yeah.
There's Canvas Student and Canvas Teacher. I don't know why the student app is not coming up, or the teacher app is not coming up. I have that too, but the student app is the one that's critical. And it looks like this. Let me zoom in a little bit on that. Takes it a second to connect, of course. No, I don't want to rate it right now. If the student has logged in before, it just drops them right into their dashboard.
Ooh, wow.
If they have not logged in before, obviously they'll have to log in, but it looks just like logging in on the computer.
Yeah.
And if a student goes to their course, they'll see their course menu, just like they normally would, including their modules.
Yes.
And if they go to a, say, an assignment, like this one, define screencasting, that's an assignment. They can submit the assignment right from here.
Wow.
And it's really pretty intuitive. Just tap, they choose a file, and even the iPhone now has a file manager. It's right down there. Didn't used to. Steve Jobs didn't like files. Had to wait till he died. And here's some Word. Word is free on the smartphone. So the student can download Word and type an answer, which I've done here. Or if you've never seen the voice recognition, speech recognition work on Word on a smartphone, you've missed something. The student doesn't have to type a document on their smartphone with Word. They can just speak it. And Word will do a very good job of typing it for them. Then they can go back and edit it if it misses anything, but it's phenomenal. Anyway, here's a screencasting definition that would be an appropriate submission for this assignment. The student just taps on the file. Wait for, there it is. They then just submit.
We don't see it.
Sorry. Sorry about that.
Oh.
There's the file.
Thank you.
And there's a submit button. They just tap that. Student just submitted an assignment. That used to be. And there, you know, it went through because now it says resubmit assignment. And here it tells them it was submitted, and that's a receipt, so they know it went through.
Wow.
And they take tests just as easily. They can participate in discussions. We go back. Whoop, I didn't want to go that far back. Sorry. That's the wrong back. I go to the, oh no, that should have worked. There we go. Here's the module list. That's that topic 1 module. And there's a, no, there's not a discussion topic there. Let me go back one more. Let's see, here's, I think there's a discussion topic here. Nope, sorry, I can't remember my own course.
What Camtasia?
Camtasia is a screencasting and editing tool. It's the Cadillac of video recording tools for instruction.
Oh.
And unfortunately, it's not free.
Oh,
it costs
okay.
It's commercially it's about $330, but you can get it as an educator for $170. But it's a bit of a I'm sorry, I'm trying to find my, I know I've got here's the no. I can't find my discussion forum in here. I've deleted it or something. Anyway, you can participate in a discussion just as effectively as you can on a computer. You can submit assignments, you can take tests, and of course you can read all of the information that you provide to your students on the phone in whatever format. It's not quite as easy to do as it would be on a
Zoom or something.
as it would be on a computer, but it's possible. And some of your students are constrained to do that. So it's always something to keep in the back of your minds. But the apps are wonderful. But the student can also just access Canvas through the web browser on their phone. This is the Safari browser on the iPhone. And they can go to sdccd.instructure.com. I've been there before, so it popped that up for me. Log into Canvas. Just tap that. And they can log in. You know, it's a funny thing about aging. One thing I never thought of. Your fingerprints deteriorate with time.
Really?
And the touch sensors on the smartphones don't work for me anymore. My fingerprints aren't long enough to find.
Oh. But thank you so much.
And face recognition is, you know, it's going to go. Okay, so here's Canvas on the phone browser.
Right, right.
That works pretty well. I can go to it like you could take the online faculty certification program on the phone.
Yeah, you can see only one side. You don't see the rest of like the modules, and you have to, yeah. Oh.
Well, actually, if I flip it sideways, you can see more. Whoops. That's pretty much like it looks on the computer, and it works pretty well.
Oh, I did not try this one that way. Okay.
It's a little slower, everything. Let's see. Come on. Pick it up. There we go. So.
Oh, okay.
And that doesn't even require the app.
Okay.
Canvas was built with the with mobile devices in mind, because they knew this would be an issue. Would you all pardon me for just 1 minute? A very important delivery just arrived, some medication for my wife, and she's in the back. I just need to go get her. I'll be right back. Sure. Pardon me.
This has been so helpful.
Yeah. Very helpful, really. And also they have, I tried help from the volunteers. There is Mr. His name is Andre Anderson.
Andre Anderson, yeah.
He is so good. You know, as soon as you send him something for help, it doesn't take that long for him to answer. And I really, I asked him about why I can't go to module 2 and all this information. And the other one, I asked him about changing my live picture, and he's excellent. He sent me exactly a very detailed how to go to that, and I really appreciate.
Where do you find them?
He is right here. His name.
I can't see it, Yusra. But where did you get his name, from? A district email, or?
They are with the program. They have the names of the helpers.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And they are Anderson. I think he teaches. He teaches history. Is it history? Anyway, He's helping, so
Yeah.
it's
Mary does send those out in emails regularly, and also the campus mentors send those out as well to their client, their population, instructor population.
and believe
So
me,
those
look
come
here,
out fairly frequently.
a lot of instructions here. He sent me how, he walked me through it.
Yeah, great.
It's excellent.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah, Andre has been at this a long time with us, and he's an excellent source.
Yes,
Excellent.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, is there anything else I can help with?
Thank you
the
so
delivery
much.
is taken
Thank you.
care
Have a
of.
nice weekend. Thank you.
You too. Have a great one.
Thank you. Excellent.
Bye-bye.
Great help.
Hi,
See you
everybody.
next week.
I'm still less stressed now,
Me
so I can
too.
do my
Thank
work.
goodness. Thank goodness.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a great
Bye.
weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye, bye, everybody.
Good to see you all.
Nice to see you. Thanks so much.